Alrighty, this is Genesis chapter 5, Adam to Noah. And there are some names in here, and hopefully I get them right. But this is chapter 5, Adam to Noah. This is the written account of Adam's line. Okay, this is a footnote. Sometimes I do wish that I knew more about my genealogy. I don't know how far back we can go. I've never tried. I have some relatives who do know, but most of us don't know that far back. I think I know my second great grandparent on my father's side. Other than that, I would really struggle to name great grandparents in some cases. And some of that is beyond my control due to family happenings where some people chose not to stick around. Anyway, so this is chapter 5. This is the written account of Adam's line. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And when they were created, he called them man. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived 930 years, and then he died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. And after he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived 912 years and then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. And after he became the father of Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived 905 years and then he died. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. And after he became the father of Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived 910 years and then he died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. And after he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahalalel lived 895 years and then he died. When Jared had lived 612 years, he became the father of Enoch. And after he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived 962 years and then he died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. And after he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived 365 years. Enoch walked with God, then he was no more because God took him away. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he became the father of Lamech. And after he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah, who we all know, and said, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands, caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And that concludes chapter 5. What I'm thinking about here is the length of time people lived. I wonder what we know that certain times in history, the conditions were such that most people were poor and most people were not going to live very long. Also considering the time before antibiotics, for example. But these individuals somehow were living close to 1,000 years, for example, in Methuselah's case. Nowadays, I can't imagine living to be 100 or 90 years old, for example, because times change so quickly. I have a cousin on my mom's side who should be about 95, and I just can't imagine what the world will be like when I am 95 if I live that long. My relatives on certain sides of family live to be quite old, sometimes over 100 years. So, but that is not up to me. That concludes chapter 5. The next chapter is the flood, chapter 6.